What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on this Tuesday, October 4th, 2022 for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you the best in metal-related content on the number one unfiltered, uncensored, raw, and opinionated metal channel on the fucking platform. If you don't like that, I don't know why you're here. If you missed anything, click the I bring down the menu. Everything you need to get caught up is there. And remember to hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. We have 8 members now. Thank you to the newest channel member who just joined. I really appreciate it. You're looking at one of the hardest working channels on the platform. Welcome to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel. Tonight we're going deep into the underground once again for another member request. This one comes from my buddy Josh. He has asked me if I would review Undeath Lesions of a Different Kind, released in 2020 on Prosthetic Records. Now, Undeath are an OSDM band from Rochester, New York. They formed back in 2018 and have quite a few releases. They have put out a number of demos, a compilation, a live album, 1 split, and 2 full lengths. So all in all, not too bad for a band that only started out 4 years ago. The lineup is as follows. We have Mike Browning on drums, Kyle Beam on guitars, Alexander Jones on vocals, Tommy Wall on bass, and Jared Welsh on guitars as well. All right, let's get into the review. Now, the album opens up with Subtly Hacked to Gore. Immediately, what I get out of this is that familiarity of Autopsy and Obituary. It sets in and you're like, finally some fucking death metal done properly without all the technical, overproduced, contrived bullshit. Because these guys aren't concerned with technicality, man, at all. And there's a quick solo in this track, but it's literally for like 10 seconds. Then it repeats a bit later on. The drum work is amazing. Production is muddy and filthy. Riffs are dripping with slime and pus. The vocals are very venomous and acidic. It's like spewing out, covering you in like this toxic sludge that melts the skin right off your fucking bones. There's some cool militant snare work on here as well. Great opener. Next up, we got Shackles of Sanity, and this is a bit more groovy, at least in the beginning, with a very strong homage to Grave. Big time on this track, at least in my opinion. The riffs are visceral, but also slime-ridden and disgusting, with that mid-tempo crawling drumming reminding me of crawling through a black bog of filth and miasma that reeks of death and decay. The double bass comes in here at the right times to further emphasize the low-crushing, bone-splitting guitar riffs. No tech bullshit to be found here. The band is so much better for it. This really reminds me of Autopsy's early work in so many ways. It's not even funny, and so fucking be it. Grave and Autopsy, I'll take it and like it. There's also a conviction and passion within the writing of this album, and it's done immaculately. This is a great track. Next up, we have the title track, Lesions of a Different Kind. This one is a bit faster in tempo, but nothing ever approaches blistering speeds, which I love, because there's a lot of doom metal elements in this one, tempo-wise, to also emphasize those deep and cavernous, abysmal, sludgy, rottingly vile guitar work, along with the putrid vocals that work so well with the meaty, thick bass tone, along with the bone-smashing drums. This creates a feeding frenzy of disease-ridden aesthetics and incredible pure OSDM worship that slays. This is another awesome track. Next, we have Entranced by the Pendulum, and holy fuck, this is thick, sludgy, muddy, disgusting rot, if I ever heard it. It starts off crawling like a rigor mortis-ridden corpse, breaks into some bone-shattering speeds and aggressive, dominant guitar work with a faster tempo that bleeds and oozes with sick, vile filth and stench-ridden, odorous, gut-wrenching disgust of the most offensive kind. That's what makes this so awesome. The double weight bass work on here is fantastic. Riffs are never boring, and I love the Autopsy worship that this album is comprised of very, very much. However, they do have their own unique sound in it as well, and it works, as I don't find anything derivative here at all. This is a great track. Next up is Acidic Twilight Visions, and well, guess what? This one sounds like the fucking title. It's so low end that it rumbles the house and body with its churning guitar work, awesome bass, drums, and vocals. Crushing guitar work really emphasizes the aesthetics and atmosphere of this track with what it's going for, which is like a melting pool of acid, because that's what this sounds like to me. This one also has tons of groove, along with driving, pounding brutality of skull caving bashing that comes in underneath the crushing fucking heaviness of the guitars. There's also some blasting sections on this track too, which lead into a really wild guitar solo. And no, these don't show up too often, but when they do, of course, they're a nice addition to the music. All right, let's check out some Undeath here on Music of Destruction. Enjoy. And we are back, and yeah, this is another killer track. Next up, we have Lord of the Graves, and this sounds like a conjuring of the most vile, wretchedly disgusting ghoul, bringing forth a legion of the undead to overturn the earth and feast on the blood of the living. The hungering for flesh is evident in that slime-ridden guitar riffing and thick vomit-fueled bass, drum work that sounds like millions of skulls being crushed by the machine of the undead. And I mean, that have a never-ending hunger for flesh. That's the way that this is delivered with its precision, and it's absolutely incredible. It's disgusting, vile, putrid, and death-ridden death metal that's crushing and intolerant to stupid fucking trends. That's what you get here. Great track. Next, we have Kicked in the Protruding Guts, and holy shit, this is some sick, disgusting, crushing, old-school death metal done right. I mean, it sounds like someone being brutally bludgeoned to death, their guts spill out, and then boom, getting kicked over and over again like they're not suffering enough as it is. This is some uncompromising, sick, vile filth. Nothing here is going to reinvent the wheel. However, it doesn't have to. This is younger guys who know what real death metal by real death metalers is supposed to sound like. True to the fucking spirit of the underground. Dangerous, unfriendly, and extreme the way metal should be. This is a great track. Next up, we got Phantasmal Festering. This is a brutal track with some incredible blast beats, low-end, crushing, disgusting, vomit-inducing riffs that smell like rotting bodies dripping with disease and vile sludge that will literally devour you. The guitar work is crushing, and it feels like being obliterated to pieces as it collides against the incredible double bass work, blasting cacophonic chaos, and of course that low-end crushing bass and venomous, disgusting, inhuman vocals that sound like they're being vomited by an undead ghoul. And that's what death metal should be, kids, not your pretentious arch spire cock riding worship crap. Anyways, this is another sick fucking song. Next up, we have Chained to a Reeking, Rotting Body. How vile can you possibly get? Well, the answer is to the extreme, because the nasty, disgusting, vile putridity of this track is overwhelming. It's brutal, it's crushing, and poisonous as it infects and melts you from the inside out. Disease-ridden filth emits from the guitar riffing, bass, and the blasting, brutal drums do more to bring forth this aesthetic and disease-festering, legion-fueled nightmare as it grows and spreads like an infection that's riddled with plague and sickness. That's what this sounds like. This is an awesome track. Closing out the album is Archfiend Coercion Methods, and this is quite interesting because it reminds me of Doom in a lot of ways. In fact, this track sounds like Doom guy mowing down and dismembering thousands of demons, and the gore and insanity is overwhelming, man. The aggression full bore on this as the crushing guitars, of course, work in perfect destructive harmony with the drums. One thing that's also amazing about this whole album is how well the bass can be heard and that filthy, raw, muddy production. It's amazing, and I love the bass in this so much. What a great closer to this awesome OSDM album from a new breed of intolerant death metalers who despise the fucking trends. The final verdict for Lesions of a Different Kind from Undeath is getting a 9 out of 10. This is some pretty awesome OSDM. Thank you, Josh, for the request. Links in the description where you can purchase their albums. Hail the fucking underground. Alright, there you have it, another album review in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for notifications. Merchandise available on the homepage under the store tab, and you can also check out the links. I really appreciate that. Join the channel, become an MOD Elite. Awesome perks at $4.99 per month, like this one. Hit the join button, get access to exclusive content, review requests within reason, banner interviews and promotions if I like your band, collaborations, and I'll also help you with your metal YouTube channel. Have an awesome night, everybody. We'll see you for Album Ranking Wednesdays. Hails.